Alright, thank you. We're gonna kick some butt today. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope all of you are doing a great job, and I just want to let you know I'm really proud of all of you. And I have a list here, actually a stack of a bunch of questions that I'm going to be addressing. Let me get started, okay? Let's see.
Dude, what are you doing?
Ooh. What?
What are you doing?
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Are you okay with that?
No, yeah, you can.
I was just trying to...
That's good.
Well, anyway, hope all of you have a great day. I guess it's your turn. Sorry about that. Good job. Have a good one. Sorry about that. You know, I was just doing a test run.
Ah.
You know?
Well, here, come on.
All right. One day. Have a good one.
He's been wanting to do that on you guys for a while. He's just a little timid. And he could sit here and probably go through these pretty good. He's doing really well, I think, as a counselor. And so, how are you all doing today? You doing good? That was Drew, by the way. Oh, well, we're clicking on down with these videos. I sure hope you don't get tired of listening to them. Because, you know, there's a lot of great questions coming in here, and a lot of serious problems you all have, and you're doing well on them. I'm reading all your testimonies, and you're doing well. There's always going to be one or two of you that's really tough. It's really hard to unwind these problems. Yeah, the healing crisis, the length of time involved, and that's why I say you just can't worry about it. You can't sweat the small stuff. You just really got to get your place, get your center, get your happiness, get your joy as consciousness, you know, and realize that your physical body is a separate entity, and that you're just going to live every day for that day. And you eat good that day, you do everything that day, the next day the same way, the next day the same way. There used to be a thing like goal setting, and you had a goal, and that's okay, but there's frustration between the now and the goal. And I don't like to do that. I like to be in the now, because always in the now, you're always happy. It doesn't matter what your body's going through. It's always you, you're secure, you don't need anything else. You know the body's going to come along the way you take it, because you're all taking your body where it needs to go. We've taken our body where it is now. So you just have to realize you're the one driving your car, and just the choices that we've made. But again, you realize there's a lot of unconsciousness, you know, at this level. So you can't blame yourselves or anyone else, because it's the nature of the beast right now. Deception and greed and egotism and stuff. It's just the other side of God here. You know, it's just the negative. This is positive and negative. Where you have the love and joy, you have the hate and bitterness. And that goes along with duality. That's why I never cared for duality. Oh well. Let's go through some of these. I want to catch up here. I've got another big batch at home. I figured this should do me this morning. If it doesn't, I'm in trouble. But let me go through them. And this one was marked urgent. This is about the hubby Anthony, and they're one of our clients. I'm one who liked to eat the match heads as a child because of their salty taste. Oh, if I remember right, you also had sulfur in your body too, didn't you, sweetheart? Yeah. Anthony is one who has MS. Anyway, just wanted to let you know I've watched almost, thank you, sweetheart, for all the videos. Anyway, second week on a fruit fast, perfect. I had a suspicious mold that actually fell off on Saturday. I was really excited about that. It's pretty cool when you start to see the body start coming back, isn't it? Yeah. I do have a question for you, but in regard to a dear friend's granddaughter. She's about 9 or 10. She has stage 4 brain cancer. She had full skull and spine radiation. Oh, and the strongest chemo they could give her. Oh, well, that kid's in trouble. See, whoever did that should go to jail and just spend a little time meditation on the positive side, meditating, and maybe give them a big blackboard in the prison and write on there, "I shall not hurt another soul." This poor thing. She has not grown but 1/4 of an inch in 4 years, and she takes growth hormone 6 days a week. Well, you know what? They shut down her pituitary, and her thyroid and pituitary glands don't function. She is on thyroid medication. She is not gaining any weight. Well, you can't use growth hormones. This is where the glandulars come in here far better, and growth hormones will only serve to weaken an already weakened gland. So this is where, hands down, the glandulars come here and help. And so I would definitely shift my attention from the steroid hormone issue to the glandular issue. She's not gaining any weight even though she eats lots of calories. I believe she's on ASAT. Yep. She has bald patches on her head where her hair has yet to grow back. Any advice would be greatly appreciated, blah, blah, blah. I'm afraid they may continue on the doctor's regimen. Well, sweetheart, they don't have a choice. These doctors can go ahead and kill this girl, and nothing will happen to them. And that's where they're going with this girl. At her age, 9 or 10, the genetics in her are unreal. Obviously, to have a tumor, it's the lymph system. Her kidneys and adrenals are there. These guys just don't get it. I don't, when you read enough of these every day, and it's just not from this source. I've got a lot of sources around the world we get input from, and it augments you a little bit because it's just insanity. But then I keep remembering, this is a soul with a physical body. Soon not to have a physical body though, because this radiation and chemo, we're going to give you we're going to get you the hard stuff. We're going to win this. What in the hell are these guys thinking? Are they up on something? They must be taking their own narcotics. This is like insanity. What are you going to kill? Cells. You don't kill cells in the human body. That's how the human body exists, is by the cells. The cells are already being damaged by acids. This is criminal, out ball-faced criminality, and allowed to take place by our judicial system. How sweet. This is unbelievable. This girl's in big-time trouble, no question about it. You hit the glandulars, you hit her all raw. This is a girl I'd pump with some green drinks. This is the case where you want to hit a lot of fruit and a lot of green drinks, a lot of grapes. But she's 9 or 10 years old, so the state's allowed to go ahead and kill her. No offense to the family, but this is what you're facing. You're facing a very criminal judicial system right now in America, and I hope this is probably in America. And they just don't get it. They don't care. They don't get it. They're brainwashed. They think the medical doctors are like everybody else. They're the top shelf, and they're the bottom shelf. Sorry for medical doctors, but as long as you continue to insult the tissues of the human body, you're scumbags. It's horrible. Makes me sick. Poor little thing. And then the suffering the parents has got to go through during this girl's death. So they've got to get this girl back into a state of health. And they removed the tumor. Maybe they'll leave her alone now, and really let the parents do their thing, because outside of that, there's nothing they can do. They've already radiated her brain and her spinal column. It's just a matter of time. This is serious stuff here. Sorry, guys. It just makes me want to puke. Okay. 5'11" Harriet. Okay, and 55, have a lump the size of a small lemon in my right breast, near the armpit. That's that lymph node blocks right here. These are the lymph nodes, and remember the kidneys are right here, honey. So really honk on those kidneys. 2 kidneys, lymphatic 1 capsule, say lymph 4 to start, and lymph 3 or lymph node 2, I don't care, and really work and get those kidneys opened up there. Or when my lymph system formulas get rid of. Well, yeah. It's just, when you see a pocket of fluid developing, that means there's an obstruction somewhere, right? When you see water backing up, there's a dam or a blockage down the way. And that's what's going on with you. There's a blockage in your lymph system. Well, where could that blockage be? Right here? No. Here? Yeah. But what made the axillary lymph nodes back up? It could be the venous system. According to the allopathic community, that'd probably be the next thing I'd think about. But being smarter, hopefully, we're going to think about the right kidney. So you really got to fix that up there. 2 kidney formulas, lymph node 2, lymphatic system 2 on the lymph system. Good, good. 3 dropper fulls every 2 hours. Holy crap! Oh, well, you might want to slow down a little bit, honey. Let your kidneys get filtering before you pull too hard on the lymph nodes, or this could grow a little bit because you're pulling on the lymph system, but there's nowhere for it to filter through. So you can slow up a little bit, make sure you got sediment in the urine. That's real important before you tug too strong on that lymph system, because those kidneys have to filter that lymph system. For those of you that are starting to see the sediment, you're starting to see what I've been talking about. Till then it sounds ridiculous. But when you start to see it and you go, wow, wait a minute. The problem is we don't know all the reasons why the kidneys don't filter. Is it just epinephrine, dopamine and acetylcholine neurotransmitters affecting? Is it just a clogging of the kidneys themselves? Is it the proteins that inflame the kidneys by themselves and then did this? Is the pituitary involved in the filtration, not the urination, the filtration? I don't know. I'm not smart enough. Is my lump too large now? I'm afraid will cut off everything, including my lymph nodes in my armpit. Yeah, you're doing good. Hang in there and relax. Really get focused. I'd do a grape fast, 10, 20-day grape fast. Hang it, go into that. Get up there on the grapes and stuff. The doctors did this to me 3 years ago because I was thin hair from hypothyroidism. The doc gave me Rogaine. I told her I was allergic, but she gave me, you ended up in the hospital. Oh man, it almost killed me. 1 month after that, they x-rayed me and found 3 swollen lymph nodes in my lungs. So for the next 3 years, I had 3 MRIs with dye, PET scan, 10 CAT scans. Holy crap. And countless x-rays too. And I love this one. You ready? Wait for it. Wait for it. We'll watch these lymph nodes. As we kill your cells with radiation, we'll watch these lymph nodes. This is a stupid morning for allopathic thinking, isn't it? Oh my God. They said it to drink water after the scans and I would be okay. Did they really? Then I found you and realized these doctors were doing me wrong. I wonder. Now I have many scares of tumors from my brain, liver, breast, and all over, so far benign. Well, honey, you honk on your lymph system. You're going to have to get real serious. I don't know where you live, Harriet, but you want to get real serious, do some grape fasts, honk on this grape fast, keep working on those kidneys, sweetheart, and you'll get it. Don't panic, don't freak out. Your lymph system's backed up head to toe. It's another proof to show you that the lymph system is a fluid that flows head to toe. It's a systemic fluid. It's 3/4 of the interstitial fluids, which is the fluids that flow around the cells, and you're just not filtering from your kidneys, honey. So that's what your focus is. Your good focus here. I would watch too much lymph pool for a little while until my kidneys start filtering and then go gangbusters. Make sure my kidneys break loose and start filtering, though. These are some real good questions, guys, and I know you guys are hurting, but just relax, hang in there, and get focused. The problem with a young child is the state thinks they own them. The government thinks they are, and this is why the health care said these things can't pass. This gives the government, this health care, if the Supreme Court allows this, the Supreme Court needs to be dismantled. It's a systemic fluid. It's 3/4 of the interstitial fluids, which is the fluids that flow around the cells, and you're just not filtering from your kidneys, honey. So that's what your focus is. Your good focus here. I would watch too much lymph pool for a little while until my kidneys start filtering and then go gangbusters. You know, make sure my kidneys break loose and start filtering, though. These are some real good questions, guys, and I know you guys are hurting, but just relax, hang in there, and get focused. The problem with a young child is the state thinks they own them. The government thinks they are, and this is why the health care said these things can't pass. This gives the government, this health care, if the Supreme Court allows this, the Supreme Court needs to be dismantled, and all these people marched off somewhere. Maybe Mongolia or somewhere, and I'll spend some time in a little hutch and enjoy the weather, because we cannot allow the government to be this intrusive to where they can tell you you can buy anything they want you to buy. This takes the Commerce Clause way beyond any idea of anticipation from the framers of the Constitution, and this is unacceptable. And this government's getting for an ass whooping. I mean, can't keep going on, can't keep taking the rights away from people here, and this child is a good example. So Harriet, take off, sweetheart. You'll be okay, but really start moving that lymph. Really important, So that's where a good fast of grapes will come in really well for yourself. But watch those kidneys. Gabriella, now I am medication free, yes, and have been a fruitarian for 3 months. Go, girl. The thing is that I experienced tremendous pain in the wrist, and I limp a lot. The doctor said it's because of arthrosis due to the damaged tissues. Is there anything? Well, keep moving on down this road, because as you begin to saturate the tissues with good chemistry, you start to move these acids out. Your parathyroid is working good. Then tissue will repair and heal itself. Scar tissue will eat itself up. The body will return itself to a form of beauty and flexibility and pain-free. It might take you a while, but what else you got to do, honey? So keep going down that line that you're going. Good work that you do. I mean, I like to hit strangers on the bus, and this is not me. You've experienced a lot of anger. Well, I'd probably take the liver formula for a while, maybe clean your liver out a little bit, and I think you'll be okay. Generally, when you see this sort of thing, sweetheart, it's your liver, and you want to clean that liver out a little bit. Sounds like you're dumping some karma here, and just the liver makes you angry, and so you just clean that out a little bit with the herbs. They'll come in and help that a little bit. I get really mad. I know. I tell you what. I am usually all about love and kindness. Well, it shows you duality here, and it shows you that you've got issues hidden in there that need to come out. And as you're detoxifying, this is the other side of detoxification. These sort of feelings and things will come out. There's the source of that anger somewhere, honey, and you just have to identify it and kiss it and send it on its way, because something from the past is stuck in your liver there in terms of anger and unhappiness, and you've got to get rid of that, and you'll be okay. All right, you're doing good. Just keep going. Don't lose faith. Don't lose hope. Go out in the woods and hit a tree, or kiss a tree. If you hit it, then kiss it. But this pain and feeling of anger is killing. Well, just relax, sweetheart. You'll get through it. You'll get through it. Just keep thinking love, be here now, be here now. Think of love, be here now, be here now, and let all this anger pass through you. Get on the liver formula. Be very helpful. I also get acne like 5 years ago, and then I'm only 32 years old. Well, honey, that's your limbs. I mean, this is, it's funny, even though we keep coming back to this subject, that's all there is in the human body. That's how simple this is. And so when you go to that system, that's when all the answers are found there. And even when you see me repetitive here, still, this is the same thing. We've serious trouble in the lymph. You see this little girl, serious trouble in the lymph. I mean, tumors all over the place. And this other lady, Harriet, tumors all over the place. So, real serious issues here. We gotta get these lymphs moving. And you guys will help me to grow in terms of knowledge and what we can use to accelerate this. If we can find out what will accelerate kidney filtration, we've got it. Because that's where the gig is. Kidneys and adrenals. Gray Borelli again, hello, Dr. Morrison, thank you. Let's see, thanks for the comment, sweetheart. Love you too. The thing is that 3.5 years ago I was in an accident where I had to jump. Yeah, that's amazing. This is amazing, sweetheart. You fell off a building two floors, 7 meters down. You broke a lot of bones. Serious one, my spine, L4. Oh, God. You might have even had a weakness there, though. That's L4, L5. That's kidney vertebrae, so it could be you had a little weakness there. Anyway, that just really took it off. Totally crushed one of my heels. So, blah, blah, blah. Lots of medication. Oh, I know it. Oxycodone and stuff. Well, make sure your parathyroid, even if you didn't, I'd take probably Calma Plus and pop up that parathyroid. You really get my body alkaline, get my kidneys filtering, and you will see even the realignment. Probably take you a year, but you'll see if you have any misalignment of structure. If you stay raw that long, pumping the goodies, moving the lymph, your body will realign the structure. I've told you about that. I'm going to put a quad on here one day. It'll have to be by video, but about such a thing. He fractured his upper femur about 12 years before I met him, and it healed at a 28-degree angle. They generally don't set quads in paras bones. So it healed at a 28-degree angle, bulging out his thigh here and creating a 2-inch deficit in his right leg. Well, the 11th month, his right leg pulled itself totally straight and even with the other one. At the same time, he had extreme scoliosis to the right. It pulled the back straight on its own. So Fox News filmed that one, and I'll put that up sometime so you guys can see it. I still have their x-rays sitting over there. Unbelievable. I showed a radiologist at St. Joseph Hospital down here, a place I used to spend a lot of time, and I said Fox wanted a medical doctor to come on and comment on this, and he said, I can't do that. I know you can't do that. I would be going, wow, I got to see this. Wouldn't you? If you were a doctor of any name, of any type, I've got to see this. No, I can't do that. Hi, Dr. Morris. My husband, who has in the past been very physically active, various sports, is now experiencing dizziness, lightheadedness, ringing in the ears, sometimes sickness and heart palpitations, and performing weight-bearing exercises. What do you think this might be? I think this might be the cerebellum. And I think this, we've talked a lot about this, people that exercise a lot who have kidney weakness and can't filter out the lactic acid and all the other acids that they're increasing by increasing activity of cells. And this can actually escalate instead of do better. This idea that when you exercise, you're cleaning your body and you're really doing good is a fallacy. You've got to be able to filter through the kidneys what you're creating. If you're not filtering and you're creating it, you're going to hurt. Sounds like what's happening to him. So he really has to go after his lymph system. If he doesn't have his tonsils, this is more, these things accelerate even more. But that's going to be the cerebellum back here in the head. He probably has stiff necks and tight shoulders. That's the lymph system, and he really has to get his lymph system moving and drain his head out of here, because these sort of things, when it's up in here, doesn't lead to anything good. You want to get all that pressure and all that inflammation or acidosis out of that head. That's really important. So a little on the fasting side. This was a good testimony. I appreciate this, Crystalline Ascension. Today is the first day on herbs and grapes only. This is time I can take a deep breath without wheezing. These herbs are amazing. Thank you so much for this testimony. I find these herbs amazing. We had a little, I guess he was about 8 years old, 9 years old. And he had severe sinus problems, and he hasn't been able to breathe through his nose in about 5 years. The second dosage of Lymphatic 1. He says, Mommy, I can breathe through my nose again. Now, how cool is that? He's a luckier one. This poor little girl. Jesus. Healers can't help but be compassionate. Even though you try to be detached, it's hard to be. Thoughts on recovery from exercise soreness? Apple cider vinegar, citrus fruit, apples. How about grapes or lemon juice? Yeah, anything that detoxes the lymph system. That's all the lymph system. And the more sore you are after exercise, the more serious you're not moving your lymph system. This is a good question and a good point here. You've got to move your lymph better, and that's really key. So this is all about the lymph system. Any of those things, I'm not so much for apple cider vinegar. Okay, my grandmother's a vinegar freak, not me. Whew. But yeah, citrus fruit, apples, grapes, lemonade, stuff like that, absolutely work out, boss. And use the lymphatic formulas. Make sure your kidneys, check your urine, make sure you're filtering lymphatically. That's really going to be key here, because the more you do that, the more you clean your lymph system, you can exercise till hell freezes over and you won't feel any stiffness or soreness at all. That's pretty cool stuff. And that's what the goal is, is to get to that point to where you can exercise and your heart rate, your respirations, blood pressure doesn't even change. Now that's health. Yeah. Now, so what do you take to get the pressure out of the head? Well, I've got a drill, and I bought this drill bit, and I go in real. That's sounding allopathic for a minute. I guess I got caught up in it. I'm feeling a little quirky today, guys, so forgive me, but I'm telling you, it's so insane that's what's out there. So you guys are so needed, you have no clue. You guys are so needed. You are the light of the world, boy. I just love all of you guys. Why you don't give us some examples? Oh, I'm sorry about that. Well, I've been giving nothing but examples, man. Getting pressure out of the head is getting what moving? The lymph system. This isn't blood pressure. This is lymph pressure. And getting the lymph moving is a fruit and berry and melon experience, not a vegetable experience. We've talked a lot about this, and there's been a lot of back and forth, but the proof's obviously in what you guys are experiencing, and, but you got to move your lymph. And I would also remember this. I've been trying to instill this concept of the colon relationship to the brain. So really clean up the bowels, get the bowels cleaned up with the stomach and bowel formulas, use Lymphatic 1 capsules. Okay, now go to the kidneys, use 2 kidney formulas, use some lymphatic formula, whatever one you want, Lymphatic 3 pulls pretty good systemically. Lymphatic 4's much more local pulling, but, does pull well. Get yourself on a grape fast or something if you got that kind of head pressure, because I'll tell you, there's a lot of people with this head pressure right now. It's not even funny. This guy here with dizziness and stuff like that, he's walking toward that realm of glaucoma and head pressure and stuff like that. So this is always about moving the lymph here. I'm pretty, I don't want to say I'm stuck on that, but I've looked at the blood for a year. I'm a biochemist, so I've looked at blood for years, just like allopathic physicians did. Then I'm going, well, why are we toxifying? What are we doing? Are we cleaning the blood? No. Then it all became a lymphatic thing, especially with all the tumors and all the stuff. Then you start realizing where the gig is really, and then you start playing the music that you need to. Can you get blindness from glaucoma? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely get blindness from glaucoma. And you can undo it a little bit. I've never had enough blindness here to give you guys a lot of insight. I've had several cases that got their sight back, but I don't have that much experience with that. It would be cool if we did, and at all levels. The cases we've had, it's amazing. I just had a guy, one of the managers at Home Depot, had a golf ball right in his eye here, and they were going to remove it, damage the eye real bad. The golf ball hit right in there, and they wanted to remove the eye, and he kept working with it, what he knew, and he started getting a little vision, but they were going to take it out, so he started using I came in, he's telling me the problem, and it wasn't looking too good, and I said, well, I've got an eye wash and some other things that'll help you, but he actually came down here and got it, and the girls at Home Depot the other day said, man, he's doing so much better, they couldn't believe it. I said, good herb. Now, Dr. Morris, we are using 100% carbon bond organic vitamins for our daughter who is 3 years old. We are in Canada, and she is 3 and doesn't eat all the fruit yet, some cooked foods. Well, I tell you what, I would go to the superfood blend, somebody's, but without all the digestive enzymes and the crap and the probiotics. I'd get a superfood blend. Our number two is, I love our number two superfood blend with all the greens juiced and powdered. I tell you, a superfood blend for children, yeah, you're talking major nutrition. Forget that. I mean, you want a power pack of nature in its wholeness, and there's nothing more complete than a blend like that. And it's got some herbs for different things that I put in there to help with the kidneys and help different things while you're getting, power packing nutrition. So bodybuilders use it, musicians use it on stage. I mean, we have just a load of people. So I would highly recommend a good superfood blend, not messed by man, maybe ground by man, and get your daughter on that. Put it in a little grape juice, and she'll like it. Osteochondritis, dessicans, bone chip. My name's Sam. Hey, Sam. 24 years old, man. I had an accident on a skateboard. Ooh, but that hurt. And landed on my arm. I just started a new job in a factory. I deal with a lot of repetitive movements. I can't strengthen my arm fully, and it clicks a lot. Well, again, Sam, work on your parathyroid gland. Get that Calma Plus. Stay raw. Pump the greens. A lot of greens do. I would also go out and get some kelp, no iodine added, just pure Norwegian kelp or cold water kelp, and start maybe 2 capsules twice or 3 times a day. Have it with my meals, and just really start pumping the green juices. A lot of alfalfa there. Move those lymphs though. At 24, I can tell you already, you have kidneys and adrenals. Get your adrenals up. That'll give you more steroids for healing power. At the same time, it'll help the filtration of the lymph and clean that area where you damaged it, and get yourself back. It's swollen, and your lymph isn't moving that well, and this is what you're going to see. The younger you are, you're going to see when you have these injuries, they're going to hang around on you, they're not going to heal well, and that's a tribute to the lymph and the kidney issue that I've been talking about here. So you want to move on your lymph system and go after that. But pump up your parathyroid just in case at your age it's real possible you have a little weakness there. That way you're going to utilize calcium. You're going to rebuild structure good. But remember, you've got to be able to clean the acid damage out of there, plus the acids from the cells in normal life, and get this acidosis out of these tissues. It'll reduce the swelling and clean the area. The blood will bring the goodies in. The healing will take place, and you're good to go. See how simple that is? Doc, I know you're okay with bentonite, clay, and chocolate. Yeah, I'm okay with diatomaceous earth. Yeah, I don't care. I saw a good formula that someone brought in, a good formula. I can't remember the name of it, but this was a good formula. It had the earth, and it had the bentonite and charcoal in it. That way I twist my tongue here. But I'm glad you gave me an insight to what that was, because I don't focus on stuff like that too much. More something's inorganic like that, I don't really focus a lot on it. I'm so busy and focused that if I keep adding things to someone's program, it becomes very costly. So I'm looking here, and when I look at someone's protocol, I don't have, how can I pack this? I don't have that thinking. Don't, let me tell you, you'll never see that out of me. I want to leave the planet, and I want to be able to soar, not pay prices. So I'm looking at where's the best bang for your buck. That's where my thought is. If people want to add and they have the financial wherewithal, absolutely. I don't care. I think it's better when you go aggressively after something, no question. Remember, I told you Shania Twain was popping 23 of these formulas at once. I told her, I said, my God, I do 12 and get heart palpitations. Mud at the time was popping about 17. It's like, dang, I can't pop that many. I just can't pop that many. It's just strong on me. But boy, little Eileen, man, that's a go-getter. She's a good soul. Let's see, what is aquatic life? Yeah, I mean, I can't see anything wrong with it. I think living nutrition is the key, much more bioavailable, if we want to use that word, much more usable, in other words, by the human body. And so I like that better, but sure, I saw a good bowel formula with that in there, with the charcoals and stuff, and I thought that company did a good job. Lemonade. A relative of mine gets severe bladder infections. Well, you know what to do, honey. You see you getting that sediment, you know what to do. You go after them, you move those kidneys, you move that lymph, you get those adrenals up. I give them Parasitium just to kind of, take the, cap that. That's an antibiotic, antifungal, antiviral. On a regular basis. Sometimes it's so painful she ends up in the emergency room. Yeah, definitely. She needs to go after this, or she's going to get polycystic syndromes here, new latest on the market. But you're going to see a lot of tumors or cysts growing on the bladder or kidneys here. Just a ton of this out there. I don't know which video it was either. Do you think her douching with Hill All Tea will help? Yes, I do. I definitely do. It'll clean the vaginal area. It'll definitely absorb in there and get to the bladder quicker. Good take, Lemonade. Good take. Definitely would do that. Definitely. So I looked up the website. It's a sulfate. Yeah, Clarity is a sulfate. Ugh. I don't recommend, you know that already, anything sulfur based. When you guys get a load of all this sulfur in people and you start working with them and you see the difference of how hard they have to work over someone that doesn't have it, you start to realize how bad sulfur is. And now you're seeing, I was saying these commercials where they're saying the harsh sulfates are eliminated out of these cosmetics now. Well, why were they in there in the first place? Eagle Heart song. Important warning about Clarity came out from Mike Adams for those who want to know more. Go to his site. Oh, that's interesting. You know what? We were told Clarity was Black Mecca, completely natural product, blah, 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 blah. You guys are all good. And I think that I'm guilty of this too. I've been a sounding board before for these different companies by trying their products, and you guys are for me too in one way of looking at this. That's why you see me really natural. I've had a lot of years behind me. I've had 40 years behind me in this field. And so Dr. Jensen had 75. Amazing. I mean, I really respect that guy. But I've had 40, and it's going over that now. But it's like, wow. I've been through a lot of these different things, and I've just come down to where's the best bang for the buck? Where are you the most? What do we have to do? Is it fresh? Is it alive? Is it ripe like all the other animals? It's true though, elephants do suck on some inert matter, for sure. I mean, there is some of that, and we have salt licks. There is some of that going on for sure. But those are the vegetarians, not the fruitarians. So yeah, I tell you, I'm going to look this up, Mike Adams. I'm going to put this to the side and look that up and see what's going on there. But I just don't get into things that are more inorganic because they become less bioavailable. In other words, yes, less usable. But our bodies, I've said this before, are not designed to take in basically inorganic matter, which is more elementals. If you're going to say organic, even though this is not quite how biochemists look at it, organic to me are complete structures. Inorganic is when you break down a structure and isolate it more as a chemical element or compound. And I just don't go that way. The more of a compound, I guess I could say, the more organic. And salts, the key is salts. Plants convert these elements to salts. Our bodies are into the salts. Lazimer, let's see, I would like to ask one question about herbs. Are there so many of them we have a slime or something like that? For example, plantain. They are used to dilate mucus from mucous membranes of airways to make it easier to cough it out. Plantain, maybe not so much. Mullein, fenugreek, pleurisy root, yeah, they break up hardened mucus, particularly fenugreek. Mullein, anti-inflammatory, kind of the same way. Plantain is one of the great lymphatic herbs that you use for snake bites, poisons, pulling, drawing toxins out. Absolutely. It'll help draw mucus out of the mucous membranes. Absolutely. It is very good to enlarge the volume of mucus this way. Yeah, well, you're not enlarging, you're pulling and expectorating. That's the key. You have to eliminate. Now, there could be some expansion as hydration takes place. Yeah, you might have a point there. But expectoration is the key because you can't hold it in because that's been man's problem. That's why all the cancers exist, the tumors exist, the lung problems, the bronchial problems, the throat cancers, the palate, mouth. I mean, it's just going on and on and on. You can't keep this mucus in the body, even though it's part of the a natural immune system. It becomes acidic as the acids it's using to fight. So it's got to be expectorated. Does it affect mucous membranes over other tissues, for example? Well, basically, you can tell when the healthier you get if you do a little wrong protein or dairy-type proteins. You can feel the mucus in your sinuses and your lungs simultaneously. You can feel your mucosa responding all in the upper chest area, and it's possible you have a systemic response, where maybe this is why we see so much extra lymphatic congestion from those that drink milk. We see it systemically, so perhaps you see a systemic mucosic response from milk proteins, and that's even more scary.
10.
It's 10 till. It's 10 till. She wears a whip. I'm telling you. All right, let me see here. So, yeah, you've got to get that mucus out of there and clean that out. So, absolutely. But plantain, I love that one, man. If you get snake bit, get a plantain quick. Forget the ER. Let's see. Yes, I know that mercury fillings aren't good, but I am wondering how far should I pursue this? I mean, do you think one should remove all metal fillings? Yes, I do, except gold. That have a base metal, and also remove all root canal. I'm not to that way. You know, in Europe they were using calcium to fill root canals, and much smarter than dentistry in America. They were using this. My dentist was telling me this cell-killing stuff that kills cells, and then they realized the tooth is cells and started destroying cells. So, I don't know if you have good root canal. I mean, you can pull your teeth out, and I just don't go for that. I mean, get your mercury out, definitely, big issue. Clean your lymph systems, but don't have everything removed out of your mouth. This is toxic-free dentistry would remove everything out of your mouth. No way. Would this toxicity from metal prevent one from becoming healthy? Could, or can they still get well as long as they... Well, I mean, you're going to leak, and it sets up a magnetic energy in the mouth that's destructive. I've told you before, I felt the last time my... mercury filling was released out of my mouth, and so and a lot of people said the same thing. Just had a guy in here telling me the same thing. He felt a big difference after the last mercury filling was removed, so that was pretty good. I know I wish he could be disturbed. It kind of worries me. He also freaked out on the... Yeah, you know, I did freak out on that FDS, and I have had, and I'm getting better. You guys are helping me get better. I've had a lot of years fighting hard, looking out for black. I know a lot of good people that ended up being picked up by the government and no one knows where they are. Looking out for black. I know a lot of good people that ended up being picked up by the government and no one knows where they are. You know, under the Bush administration, basically they can pluck you. They don't have to have a reason for it. And I have a lot of good attorneys, constitutional attorneys that tried to help them, but is trying to find them. And you know, I'm telling you, we've got some serious issues going on here. So yeah, I did get a little. You know, when you have people coming in all the time from the prosecutor's office, from the state, from all the feds and all this, you do get a little gun shy. Do I care? No, but yes. You know, I mean, no one wants to sit in prison or be thrown away, but at the same time, if we don't stand up for our rights, it just gets worse and worse and worse. Because nothing's going to hurt me. Nothing's going to hurt you guys. Nothing's going to hurt you a soul. You can't get rid of me a soul. Locking you into a small space is probably the worst thing you can do to someone that knows the allness. But then do like a lot of people do, out-of-body travels, and then that won't even bother you. But yeah, I get a little whacked out sometimes. I get more whacked out when I see young kids getting damaged telepathically here. I really do. And I'm still, look at this. I'm still way behind here, guys. I hope I can catch up. Friday I've got some things to do, and I hope I get here a couple hours anyway. And I think Chris is at least 2 or 3 videos back already. Time you get this is going to be 2 or 3 days down the road. I apologize. I'm going to tell him, since we have some serious cases, maybe to put this up a little before the other ones. I just doing the best we can, guys. Hang in there. I know that you are saying about parasites and cancer. I have to admit I thought they might cause it until I came to your channel. The reason being that when I was a cancer nurse, almost all the young ones who got cancer had been traveling. I think what you are saying is that the parasites are there to clean up. Absolutely, sweetheart. I mean, you're going to get some gnarly ones. Yeah, absolutely. So you can do a parasitic kill, no question. And worms and flukes and things, you want to get them out of the body. But in terms of bacterium, the average bacterium is definitely your best friend. That's all I can tell you. My poorly cat got really bad fleas, but yes, this is, and you're an oncology nurse. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, the strong survive, the weak are consumed, and you just saw that right there. And you have to understand that applies cellularly. So why would you damage a cell in the thought of correcting damaged cells? It's ridiculous. You want to make cells healthy, because when there's a healthy cell, there's no immune response to that cell. There's no need to terminate that cell because that cell's a healthy cell. It's emanating its frequencies, it's happy, it's healthy. We ought to learn at what frequency a cell is tapped, virally connected or attacked, you know. It's just that the need of nature to get rid of the weak, because mutation isn't on the board with nature. Mutations are eliminated. So we get all flustered, and it's like, I love all these MDs, all these mutated cells, but then I'm going to give you chemo and radiation. How do you think you mutate a cell? Chemo and radiation. I mean, Jiminy Christmas. It's horrible out there. So if an oncology nurse, honey, get educated to this way and go out and fight the fight. I've got a lot of great nurses. There's a Holistic Nurses Association in Sarasota here. There's several hundred nurses, and these are great nurses like yourself. I love good nurses because they're the heart, you know. It's not about ego, it's about the person. Anyway, a little quirky this morning, but start me off with a bad one. So anyway, I love you guys. I'll be here. I'll try to get back to this if I have a no-show. Sometimes I want that, but I'll be back with you and we'll talk about that. Okay, well, I've got 5 till.
No, they'll be calling in 3 minutes.
I got 4 till. All right. Bye-bye now. See you later.